Hi everyone, and welcome back to Thrifted Living. My name is Kieran. In today's video, I would like to give you guys a bit of a life update. It's been a while since I've talked with you guys here on YouTube. I originally wanted to share a new video every day this summer, and that didn't happen, unfortunately, but I'm just going to give you guys some information on, what's been going on, just an update of everything that, just what life has been like for me recently. And yeah, I just want to let you guys know what's going on, sort of what you can expect from my channel over the next month or so, at least what I hope to do. But I really want to give you guys a life update and just let you know how everything's been going. In this video, I will be talking about medical procedures and diagnosis and things like that. Sorry if you hear anything. Finley is kind of like running around right now. But yeah, so in this video, I will be discussing medical procedures and diagnosis and just my health in general. So if that's something that is something that maybe makes you uncomfortable or something that you're sensitive to, you do not have to watch this video. I just really like to let people know that before I start sharing, because I know that's something that I can be sensitive to at times. So if you're new here, I have been not feeling great for several months, really like the past like 6 months or so. I just haven't been feeling that great. And if you haven't seen the other videos, I'll make sure to link them above so you can go back and watch those and get like a better idea of what's been going on. I originally went to the doctor a few months ago because I had a pain in my side, and it's in my right side under my right ribs, and that's been like consistently there for at least the past 6 months, maybe longer. I'm not sure. Honestly, thinking back on it now, I feel like it may have been there like for many, many years, but I just like haven't always noticed it. And I had my gallbladder removed when I was 11, so in my head, it's just always been related to that. And so over in the spring at some point, I just was really uncomfortable at work one day, and I just was like, I feel like I need to go get this checked out. And when I went and got it checked out, the doctor listened to my heart, and he could hear a murmur, which I had never heard before. And I didn't know that I had a murmur. And then he sent me to do blood work. I found out that I'm anemic at that time, and then I also had an echocardiogram, I think is what it's called, and found out that I have something called a bicuspid aortic valve and mild aortic stenosis, which I'm following up with a cardiologist now, and I'm learning more about that, doing some more testing to really figure out exactly what's going on, and just really looking into that. But in the process, I feel like, like when I went in with the pain in my side, then we found everything with my heart. And so then I was like, okay, like, I need to think more about the pain in my side. And at the same time, I really wasn't having as much pain. Like after I got out of school for the year, I really wasn't having that much pain. And if you don't know, I'm a teacher, so when I talk about school, I'm talking about my job. But I wasn't having as much pain, and so I really wasn't thinking too much about it, especially because now I was starting to think about my heart and everything that was going on with that. And then probably over the past 6 months or so, like the same amount of time, I've been noticing like bumps on me. I feel like that sounds weird, but I have just like little bumps, like I have one like right here on my collarbone. I have just like a couple like all over my body, probably like 4 or 5 of them that I've noticed. And more recently, I noticed 2 of them on my ribs, right near where the pain is. And so I knew I had a follow-up appointment with my doctor, which was actually just scheduled for yesterday, but I started realizing all of this over the past few weeks. And so I had these 2 lumps on my side, which is right where the pain was. And I was like, I wonder if it's connected. Like, I don't really know if it is, But I talked with my family about it, and my little sister, who is a nurse, my little sister Courtney, who is a nurse, she had said, well, why don't you call your doctor and just let them know what was going on, and see if they want to get you in any sooner. So I called the next day, and that was a Monday, and they were able to actually get me in that day. And I feel like I'm like sort of like going through this story really fast. But this is pretty much everything I'm sharing with you now is all of like the new information that I haven't shared with you guys before. Because I had updated you about like the initial diagnosis with my heart, and then another diagnosis that I received from neurology, and then this is the separate issue of the pain in my side. So all of this information is new information. I was able to go to the doctor that day, and I actually met with a student doctor, which reminded me of student teaching, you know, like that process of like learning everything and just like, you know, shadowing somebody. So I thought that was, you know, I'm always okay with being the person, you know, to work with like people who are learning in a particular field and stuff like that. It's just always because I understand what that's like. So I met with this student doctor first, and then I did meet with the doctor after. And they were talking about some different things, and I'm still in the process of looking into everything, but I'm just going to tell you guys exactly like the process of how everything went. So the student doctor asked me a lot of questions and just was, you know, asking about my symptoms, how long I've been experiencing them. I feel like we talked for like 25 minutes. Like, it was very thorough. And he had told me at the beginning that once he talked to me, he was going to go talk with the doctor, and then they were going to both come back in and discuss, which I guess is I don't know if it's maybe the process for like a student doctor. So they did that, and the doctor came back in. At that point, he was talking with me, and he actually mentioned possibly Crohn's disease, which I had heard of before, but I didn't really have a lot of information on that. You know, he had said, have you ever heard of this before? You know, and we talked a little bit about that. And he said, I want to refer you to a gastroenterologist to, you know, look more into everything. You know, I had never thought, you know, something like that would be related to everything else. So I did some research on Crohn's disease and everything, and then I had an appointment with a gastroenterologist, and I met with her, and she actually doesn't think it's Crohn's. So that's interesting, you know, to hear that. She actually thinks that it's possible that I might have, I think she called it like retained stones, in like a duct that leads to where my gallbladder was. Again, I'm not a medical professional. I don't know what I'm talking about, but this is just like my basic understanding of what she told me. She actually ordered some tests. She ordered some blood work. She ordered something, I think it's called a HIDA scan, which I think actually looks at that specific area near where your gallbladder would be, and like looks at how, I think you have to like drink something in the process, and sort of like then the scan watches. I'm not really sure. So I'm going to be having that test done. And she also ordered a colonoscopy, which I actually did on Tuesday, and that was an experience. Yes, if you've had one, then you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, it was interesting, to say the least. You know, I'm thankful that it's done. You know, it was really tough there for a little bit when I was preparing for it, but I'm really thankful that I was able to get through it, and I, you know, was able to do that. He did come out after and talk with me a little bit about the results, and I don't fully understand what they were saying. I do have the results, but they were going to look a little further into a couple things, I think, which I think is sometimes like standard procedure to do some like biopsies and things like that. But yeah, so there was one finding that I don't really understand. I feel bad. I feel like I'm like I'm like being vague with you guys. I don't mean to. I just really don't fully understand it. I think what the doctor was saying is overall everything was normal, and there was just one, sorry, that was Finley stretching. And there's just one area that they were going to look into a little further. So, yeah, so I'm glad I was able to do that procedure, and hopefully that'll give me some more answers as well. And yeah, so I do have a follow-up with the gastroenterologist soon. And I also did a CAT scan as well, I believe. And that the results of that were normal. So I don't know. I feel like it's still a big mystery. I still have a couple big tests that will be coming back to maybe give some answers on that pain in my side. And it's interesting. I feel like I'm just like rambling now. Sorry guys, I haven't talked to you in a long time and I want to just catch up. So when I was preparing for the colonoscopy, I was really like closely following the directions, because there are specific directions on how you prepare. And I went out to dinner with my family, and one thing I think they said you couldn't have was like vegetables or fruits with seeds or something. And so I was just really trying to avoid all of that. And so I got pasta with olive oil and just like plain, no garlic, nothing, just very plain. And when we came home that night, I had the worst pain in my right side. Like it felt like a gallbladder attack. And I don't have a gallbladder, so I know it's not a gallbladder attack, but that is exactly what it felt like. And to the point where I told Sean that if it didn't get better soon, I felt like we were gonna have to go to the hospital because I was in so much pain. And I'm serious, it felt exactly like a gallbladder attack. The pain in my side doesn't always feel that similar to that, but it was interesting. And so I'm like, is it the oil that was bothering me? I don't know. So I thought that was just something interesting, that like I've been really trying to like look at what I'm eating and really try to see what bothers me, and if there is like a specific, correlation to something I'm eating and then the pain in my stomach. So yeah, so that was that. And unfortunately, because of these other tests that I've had to do, like the CAT scan and the colonoscopy, I've had to push back some of the heart-related tests that I needed to do, that I need to do, because the one big test that I'm going to be doing for my heart is a 2-week heart monitor, and I can't have that on like in a CAT scan, if that makes sense. So I've had to postpone that appointment twice, unfortunately. But yeah, I also know that I talked with you guys in, I think the last video I shared actually, before I just took a break from YouTube. I talked with you guys about how the doctor gave me some information. The heart doctor, the cardiologist, was talking about, that maybe my heart might not be able to like handle carrying children. So I actually have an appointment scheduled to meet with my OB to talk about that specifically, about the results of the testing that I'm doing on my heart, and then talking about what that means for being able to possibly have kids, or not being able to do that. So yeah, so I just have like a lot of appointments scheduled. I talked with Sean and my family about it. I counted, and from April until when I go back to school in September, I will have either been to the doctor or had procedures over 20 times. That's a lot. I'm thankful that I have health insurance and I'm able to do that. I'm thankful that I have time off from my job right now to be able to do that, because I'm on summer vacation from school. And yeah, so I'm thankful that it's sort of all happening at this time, but it's just a lot, and when I was preparing for the colonoscopy, I sort of had just like I had 2 really bad panic attacks during that time. It just was so overwhelming to me, and I just was like, prepping for the colonoscopy was a challenge, but also just like knowing that I still have so many more tests to do, but I'm grateful that so far everything is turning out okay, and I'm getting answers, and you know, I know that I will be able to, you know, keep learning more about what's going on. I'm grateful that I'm able to go to a specialist. I'm grateful that I have medical insurance and I'm able to get things looked into. I'm grateful that I'm able to go to the doctor. I'm grateful that I have the support of my family and my friends and everyone. Just, you know, it's just been amazing to feel so supported by so many people. And you guys definitely have been so supportive. I've received so many wonderful comments, so much amazing information. I'm just really grateful. So thank you all so much for that. And yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an update just to let you know what's been going on. I have been really, really tired with the anemia that I'm struggling with right now. I am working on that. Thank you all so much for watching this video and for listening to my life update. I'm hoping to, I was kind of thinking about doing vlogging every day in August. I've never done it, but I don't know. I was really hoping to share videos with you guys every day this summer, and that didn't happen. So I'm like, maybe I'll give Vlogust a try. Let me know what you guys think, if that would be something you'd be interested in. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.